Hey guys, what's up? It's Joey again. Just a few topics I wanted to talk over with you really quick. First off, this Baofeng radio. I'm sure some of y'all are wondering what I think about it. Well, my initial opinion is it does probably just as good as my ICOM ICV82 radio. I like it a lot. It does break up sometimes a little bit more, like when the defect detectors go off than my ICOM does. It's kind of goes in and out a little bit more. But the good news is it still picks up the train symbols and the defect detectors, which is what I'm looking for. Also, I tried at Windsor last night, and there's a radio tower nearby, so that may cause interference, so to speak. But overall, this is a very good radio. I got this right here as my buddy Chuck Ripple that programmed my radio sold this to me for $10, which is about 3 times less than the W881 that I got for my ICOM, and that's actually the price of these. So if you do get one of these radios, my advice would be to pay the extra $10 for this, and you'll get better reception. Overall, really like the radio so far. I think it does a great job, and it's smaller too. Unfortunately, the pins popped out. It's fixable, but until I fix that, I won't be able to use the belt clip. So that's how that goes. But overall, great piece of electronic equipment. And I advise everybody to buy it. If you're on the fence, so to speak, about buying one of these Baofeng radios, don't be. Go for it. Anyway, one other thing I wanted to talk about is y'all probably remember these video lights. Well, I had a little incident last night with them. I'm not in trouble or anything, but I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it briefly. After the 23Q train passed by, which you'll see in one of my videos, I had a Windsor police officer come up and tell me to turn my lights off. Now, I'm not going to lie, I was pretty pissed about that because I thought he was just being power hungry and all mean and stuff and trying to make himself feel important. But that's not the case. It was a misunderstanding, and basically what happened was he said that these lights were distracting the drivers. And I mean, they're not police spotlight grade lights, but you know, they're bright. I mean, I'll just turn it on. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty freaking bright, you know. I mean, that's 160 LEDs in there. So I mean, it's not, I've seen car headlights and spotlights that are brighter, but you know, they're bright. And even when you turn them down like that, they're still bright. And even that's minimum brightness, and that's still fairly, you know, bright. Anyway, so a little bit later, I went up to him, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous because he seemed like he could be kind of, a pardon my French, a hard ass, meaning a real stickler for the rules. Went up and talked to him, and I asked him, I told him, you know, hey, I'm the guy with the video lights, and would it help if I moved to the other end of the lot where the roadway isn't over there and distracting the drivers? He said that, he replied that that would be fine. He said, or you can just video the train, or you can just use the lights when there are no cars on the road. He said the only real problem I have is if there are cars on the other side of the road. So it turns out it was a real misunderstanding, so to speak. So that worked out, and it all smoothed itself out. But just to be on the safe side, I recorded the last 2 trains, the 825 and the VO7, from the other end of the parking lot over by the drive-through speaker. Which is where you see my last 2 shots where it slammed over the crossover switch. Now, the main difference is Windsor is at Windsor, where the railroad crossing is US Route 258, which is a main highway that gets used by a lot of car traffic. It's a 45 mile-an-hour road. It's a main thoroughfare, so there are a lot of cars coming through. And the thing that surprised me, though, is I've been using these for over 6 months now, and nobody has said anything to me. So I was, not only was I mad at first about, being told about the lights, but, I was shocked, too, because I really didn't think anybody would say anything. I thought it would have been a long time ago if they were going to say anything. But, other places like Wakefield and places like that, those are 25, 35 mile an hour back roads not used by a lot of car traffic, so it's a different situation. But my advice to you is if you get one of these video lights, don't point them at a main highway if you can help it, so you can avoid the same situation I went through. The cop was real nice about the situation, but I mean it was a little humiliating at first, and when I did talk to him, he said that we had met before and he knew that I wasn't a troublemaker or whatever. He knew I was a good upstanding citizen. Those weren't his exact words, but it was something along those lines. Anyway, but he did say to be a little bit more careful and stuff, and I apologize for the misunderstanding, and he said it was fine. So and that was that. So one final thing I wanted to tell you was I am planning on at least one more rail fitting trip before Thanksgiving. I'm not going to say where it is or when it is, but I will tell you that it is very soon. I'm also hoping to do at least one more before Christmas Day, but I can't promise anything. But I have been doing a lot of rail fitting lately, as you know, and I only have about 25 to 30 more videos to go before I hit 2,300 videos here on YouTube. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say, and just like I said, if you have these lights, just be careful not to point it at car traffic so you don't blind them. And as I said, if you're on the fence about the Baofeng radio as well, don't be, because it's a great piece of electronic equipment. So hope y'all have a good day, and I apologize for my appearance. I know I'm not looking my best right now, but anyway, thanks for listening. Have a good day.